What's up, my spiritual weirdo fam, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tani Michelle, and basically I do a bunch of spiritual tarot and astrology videos over on here. And yeah, I am not your average love, light, twin flame, unicorns, and you know, all that shit kind of tarot reader. So please keep that in mind when watching my readings. And yeah, let's get into it. This is a pick a card reading for what's coming for you in the month of August. August is a huge month. I do have August videos coming out soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, and this is pile 4. I am not a crystal ass bitch, so don't ask me what the names of the crystals are because I don't know. And yeah, go down to the comments or the description if you would like to fast forward to your pile. Please remember to leave a comment down below and let me know if your pile related to you and give me feedback because I love feedback. I'm a Leo rising, so hey. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, starting with those of you that picked the first pile, this is pile number 1. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with your tarot cards first here, so let go. Okay, so the first card that you guys have is the Star reversed. I think there's a lot of that kind of energy going around, so don't feel too bad about it. Ooh, and then we have the Two of Cups upright. Wow. We also have the World upright. Wow. This is some major energy. Wow, and then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so the first thing that I'm getting here is you guys are going through a stage of hopelessness, pile number 1. You could already be feeling this energy. This first card is basically for your beginning month of August, and this is very interesting because we actually have an Aquarius full moon right smack in the beginning of August, around August 3rd, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world. And the star is normally very similar to Aquarian energy, is said to be representative of the sign of Aquarius in the zodiac. So the star reversed tells me that you have lost hope in something, that you have kind of given up hope in something. I'm also feeling a sense of powerlessness here, a sense of feeling like you're not in control, or like the events or the world around you is what is in control of you. And I think it's been possibly like really obviously bothering you. There's something here that just feels draining. There's something here that you want and desire so bad. You almost think that you need it, pile number 1. And I really think it has something to do with a relationship or some kind of connection. It does not necessarily have to be love related. And yeah, it has something to do with wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be chosen, either by someone else or a family member or someone that I really feel this is someone that you have a strong connection to. And you really, and if it's not, this could be for some of you. Another big thing that I'm picking up on, and I was picking up on right away after I saw that Two of Cups, was that some of you guys are single and you've been in a very, very long search for the right one. Some of you guys could be twin flamers or, you know, people that believe in soulmates and all of that. And there's totally nothing wrong with that. So I'm not knocking people that believe in that, by the way. But what I see here is that you don't have anything left to give. Like, you don't have anything to give in return for anything right now. You've spent so much time and energy filling up the cup of this person that you want to be in your life, or this imaginary person that you view as your possible twin flame that's out there somewhere, your possible soulmate that's out there somewhere, or even your possible, like, somebody that's already in your life for some of you. And there's been like a loss of hope in this connection, whether it exists already or whether it doesn't, and you've been wanting it to come into your life if you're single, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense. But the main thing that I'm seeing here is a loss of hope when it comes to love, or when it comes to some kind of connection, romantic or otherwise, in your life. And I think August here for you guys, pile number one, is really turning the tables for you. It's kind of like a wake-up call where you take that loss of hope and you realize that you're getting nowhere, that you're almost repeating the same thing over and over, like that you're almost like, it's kind of hard to say. It's not that you don't have somebody out there that could be perfect for you, or it's not that, you know, if there's a person in your life that they're not necessarily good for you either. It's more of that you're so extremely focused on it that you're forgetting to live your life. And something is coming full circle in the month of August for you, where I think that you've been like wanting this thing so bad, like wanting this connection or wanting this validation from external forces. And in the month of August, I think with the World and the Nine of Swords here, you're beginning to see that that validation has to come from within. And I think there's going to be a sense of possibly a letting go of this energy that you've been chasing, this idea that you've been chasing, to do with some kind of connection, like I said, whether it exists already in your life or whether it doesn't. But basically what I see here is that you don't feel validated in some area of your life, but you're also not validating yourself, and that's why you don't feel validated. And you've been kind of really in your head with this Nine of Swords here, about how this is going to happen, or how this is going to work out, or if it's going to work out, or if you're going to meet the one eventually, or if, you know, if you and this other person, if they're already in your life, are going to like connect on some level. And like I said, even if it's not romantic, this could be a friendship, a family member. There's something here where it's like it's almost like forcing you to go within and reclaim your own power instead of constantly looking for it outside of you, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. I do want to say that, but I do see here that by the end of August, you're going to be fed up. And I think honestly, that's what you need. So even if you do feel like you're in your head, or you're, you know, suffering from some kind of like letdown or anxiety or stress or whatever by the end of the month, that is what is going to kind of wake you up, and you're going to realize that you have came so far with the World there. Like, you have came so far. You are completing a major cycle in August, and even though it didn't, you're not getting exactly what you expected, for right now, you are going to get this sense of security within yourself. That's what this is forcing you into. It's like, leave this fairy tale idea or these, you know, needs to feel constantly validated by your external world, or, you know, whatever. And I think also with the star here, I'm also really getting that some of you may have been living a life that's not true to who you are, just to kind of fit into the social standards and the social norms. And I think in August, with what I see with the World and the Nine of Swords here, honestly, is like a very powerful awakening. And you guys, I know a lot of people in the spiritual world and the spiritual community make awakening or kind of, you know, make you think that awakening looks like sitting on top of a beautiful mountain with this gorgeous scenery, singing Kumbaya with your, you know, in a lotus pose. And that's just not what it is. Awakenings are often painful. And they're not necessarily fun, but once you've kind of had that huge wake-up call, you're so thankful for it because you're liberated. And that is what I see happening. This month is like cornering you, and it's like, you can't keep waiting for this, or you can't keep, like, you know, just chasing after this thing that's not giving you any hope, and that's constantly like reiterating to yourself, I don't have what I need within me, so I have to go without, like I have to go externally to find it. I have to find someone else to give me what I need. And yes, we do have needs in relationships. We are very much so a relationship based race, like a human race. Like we depend on relationships from the time that we're born. So that is a huge need that we have. But addressing those things within yourself first, and addressing those things you don't want to face within yourself that you've been avoiding, is what is going to be the start to your healing journey, and what is going to bring the people into your life that you actually need in your life, that are actually going to meet your needs and be more compatible with you than people that are either taking from you or draining you or giving you a lack of hope, or these ideas of, because I think for a lot of you this is like an idea that you have of what a perfect person or perfect relationship or twin flame, whatever should be, or some kind of connection, and it's like that's not what you're getting, and you're like, what's wrong with me, why am I not doing this, or why is this not happening? And so I think this month you're going to get a huge wake-up call in this area that is going to kind of shatter what you thought you needed or what you thought you wanted, in order to give you what you actually need, so you can start healing and being happier and being more independent and being more authentic to you. Because with the star reversed here, I'm getting like a lack of authenticity, and it's been really draining you, like trying to be someone you're not, or trying to fit in, or having these ideas of how things should be that aren't necessarily true. So let's go ahead and move on to your next few cards, pile number 1. Let's see, what do we want to start with next? So let's go ahead and do these cards. So the first card you have, look at that. Your dreams need a practical plan. Yes. Okay, emotions are running high. Okay, so yeah, August is going to be like an emotional roller coaster a little bit for you guys, pile number 1. Kind of emotions a little all over the place that need to be expressed, because I think you've been possibly suppressing them. Let it out. You know, I'm also sensing some anger and frustration, a lot of anger and frustration here. And you need to let that out, whether it's through screaming, fighting, punching your pillow. Really getting these emotions out through expression is going to help you. Now, your dreams need a practical plan. That's exactly what I was talking about here. It's almost like you feel hopeless because you have this unrealistic reality. You feel hopeless because you have these unrealistic ideas of what your reality should be, and it's not. And so that's what's causing you to feel like your world is crashing down. That's what's causing you to feel hopeless when it comes to your connections, or this connection, or whatever it is. So, okay, we also have discernment. Ooh, and then we also have reunion of souls. This is very interesting. Wow. So for some of you, this could be about a reconciliation. This could be about someone that you have wanted back in your life. But from what I see here with the World and the Swords, or even someone that possibly recently came back into your life with this Venus retrograde, or you know, all the retrogrades we've been having. But what I see here with the World and the Nine of Swords is this isn't, especially with the star reversed, there's an ending here with this. And I'm really sorry to say that. And like I said, for not all of you is going to be romance. And I'm not really sorry, because I really see you becoming a fucking badass through this. So I don't want you to be like, oh my God, my life's over. I know breakups feel like that, because it literally is separation, which is the farthest and the most opposite you can get from that unconditional love of source and creation. And so I understand it's fucking horrible. Breakups are like literally some of the, like probably the worst emotional pain. It's probably very similar to someone dying, because that's essentially what's happening. They're no longer going to be in your life. or even split ups. Like you, and this could just be a family member, you guys remember, or a friend, where it's just not working, and it's not very healthy for either of you. But there's something here that needs to close, because it's not practical for some reason. It's not practical. And discernment here tells me that as well, that August is going to be a month of like understanding that even though it may not necessarily be what you want or what you thought you needed, discerning it. And this tells me that I think you're going to know. Like, I think you're going to know that even though it's not necessarily what you wanted or what you've been really, really fighting for and desiring, that you know that it's what it is needed in a way. And so I do like that discernment card, because I'm getting really, I'm getting that kind of energy off of that even though it's not necessarily exactly what you wanted, that you're going to know deep down, I think. So anyways, let's move on. Okay, so we also have connect to your heart reversed. Okay. Ooh, and we have power. Look at that. What did I tell you guys? I knew it. Okay, so, okay, I love when that happens. Okay, so with connect to your heart reversed, what I think this means is this is a time to go within. Like, you've been really avoiding abandonment issues. You've been really avoiding issues that you have with yourself. I don't know why I said abandonment issues. It just kind of came out. That's what I was looking at, that 9 of Swords, and that's what came to me. But you've been really avoiding these inner issues that you have with either abandonment, insecurity, guilt, shame, whatever. And you've been avoiding it by distracting yourself with these ideas of, you know, we could be this or we could be that. And what August is really showing you, pile number 1, is that you need to connect to your own heart. You need to connect to your own self. And you've been avoiding this. That's why it's reversed. Okay, that's why it's reversed, because you've been connecting to the superficial, the external, the 3D, on a very superficial level, instead of actually going within and facing the things within you that you don't want to face. And so whatever is wrapping up here in August is really helping you awaken to the love, the forgiveness, and the healing that you have within you once you're able to sit with those feelings of abandonment, of fear, of being alone, of insecurity, shame, guilt, all of those different feelings that you've been running from, pile number 1. This is actually a beautiful reading, but I know I'm probably going to get a lot of people like, well, that was negative, but I think it's actually beautiful because I can see the growth. And honestly, like, we would be no one without growth. Okay, so I think this is beautiful. And I think a lot of you guys may already know this. And obviously with power here, like I was saying, you're coming into your power. It's gonna be a little rough, obviously. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nothing that we truly learn in the depths of our soul comes easy. Like, growth like that does not necessarily come easy. Deep, and I mean deep growth, not just like, oh, I didn't smack my boss today, I'm growing. Like, I mean like deep internal growth to where our outlook changes, our beliefs change, our feelings change, who we are changes, and we become more authentic to who we are. So, okay, so you guys have Venus, love. Definitely this is very much about a relationship. And then we have Cancer, I feel, yes. Okay, so, yeah, this is about abandonment issues, I feel here, and your needs. Like I was saying, with Cancer and Venus, these are your relationship needs. And also your self-worth needs, your own inner needs as a human being. Very much very feminine energy here. So this is definitely addressing your own needs, your own emotions, healing your own emotions, understanding why you feel the way you do when it comes to love and relationships and all of that, and not using relationships as, not attaching yourself like that to relationships, because I think you have a lot of attachment issues, and for some of you, you could even have codependency issues. And we're all codependent to some level, like I was saying, when it comes to relationships, but we also have to be our own whole person before going into a relationship, because if you go into it without doing the work and doing the healing within yourself, then it becomes toxic. There, issues start happening and all of that. So that is what I am getting for you guys, pile number 1. Please let me know if this reading ended up resonating with you. I'd love to know. And yeah, thank you guys so much. If you would like to know anything else about me, just check out the description below. I always have everything that's going on there. And we're gonna move on to pile number 2. What's up, pile number 2? This is for those of you that picked the second pile with this beautiful crystal on it. Let's go ahead and see what your tarot cards are so we can see how your month of August is going to play out. Okay, so the first card that you guys have is the Hermit. You also have the Hanged Man reversed. We also have the Five of Swords reversed. Ooh. Wow, okay, and then we also have the Three of Wands reversed. Wow. Okay, pile number 2. Wow. So you feel in August, you're feeling, and you could already be feeling this way now, you could have been really feeling stuck and like distant from people, or really kind of getting out of the spotlight for a while, or getting out of everyday life for a while, because you feel there's like a situation that feels very futile in your life. It feels like for no matter what, you can't win, or no matter what, like it's not gonna work, or it's unfair in some way. Like no matter what, you're getting the shitty end of the deal. And so you're not sure how to move forward with this Three of Wands here. Like you're not sure how to move forward. You kind of feel distant. You may be taking some time to reflect, to go within, to kind of take a break from something in the month of August, because it's gotten a little bit, it's like you're not sure how to move forward with something. So you may be feeling kind of stuck or complacent or just futile, like apathetic even. But with the Hermit here, this really tells me that it's very important for you to go within, to find, he has the Star and the Lantern. So this is about finding your own inner wisdom, even through hard times, okay? Because in the regular Rider-Waite, the Hermit's walking across like icy ground, icy mountains. And so it's very much about, even in the cold, even in the hard times, finding your inner strength, your inner light by facing the darkness. By facing the darkness, you're able to find your light, basically. So whatever this is that you've been running from, or neglecting, ignoring, or staying away from, there's something that you need to face here. And I really see that with the Hanged Man reverse too. It's like you've been trying to stay out of it, you've been trying to stay away. Some of you have even been like really trying to stay out of a certain drama or confrontation in your life, but you're also not sure how to move forward. There's something that you really just want to leave behind for some of you as well. Like there's something that you just really want to leave behind, but you have to face something first in order to do that. There's some kind of like reality or accountability that needs to be faced here in August before you can move forward. Let's see what else you have here. So, wow, okay, so we have new moon eclipse, expect powerful change. Okay. A personal issue reaches a resolution. Interesting. Okay, so we also have versatility. And we have the observer reversed. Okay, so yeah, you've like isolated yourself, pile number 2. There's some kind of issue where some kind of personal issue that you have not wanted to deal with. With the observer here, it's like you've been just kind of, like you had to take a step back. But what I'm getting here with the observer reversed is it's like, okay, it's time, like in August, you're kind of done observing. It's time to step back out. It's time to reach a resolution with this. It's time to be more versatile. It's time to open your mind a bit more. It's time to look at things in a different way. With the Hanged Man and the Three of Wands and even the Hermit, to look at things in a different way. And it's almost like you don't want to do that. Like you've been kind of resistant to it, if that makes sense. The next card you have is letting go. Yes. Yeah, there's definitely something that needs to go, that you need to just release. Like, we also have integration. Yes. Okay, yeah. If this is another person that you're dealing with this 5 of Swords, something about them really bothers you, or if this is some kind of conflict that you're avoiding, and yeah, you may be thinking on a higher level, like there's no way I'm going to win that, or there's no point in it, basically. But it's still affecting your life. So there's something about you here that you're not integrating, that in August it's going to be very important for you to integrate. It's going to be very important for you to integrate it and let go of whatever this is that you're clinging to, whatever this is that you're holding on to in regards to this situation. I'm going to pull one more tarot card here just to get a little bit of clarification. Oh my gosh, the 4 of Cups. Yeah, there's like a lot of complacency, but there's something that you're not seeing that you don't want to look at. You don't want to adapt to something. You don't want to be versatile to something. You're almost being stubborn, pile number 2. Sorry, but that's kind of what I see here. You're almost being stubborn. And the only way that this, I think, is going to reach a resolution is for you to be a little bit more versatile, for you to find a way to work with this energy by letting go of the fear or the resistance, the past, whatever it is, and by integrating the part of yourself that you're resisting, or whatever it is that you're resisting in this other person. Because whatever it is that you don't like in the other person is something that's actually pointing back to you, because people are mirrors. They mirror our own shit, our own emotions, thoughts, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So, okay, so let's see what your last 2 cards are. We have the Fire Element, Desire. So taking some kind of action instead of constantly sitting still is what I feel for this card. Grand Trine, Blessings. Okay. You know what this kind of feels like to me, pile number 2? This kind of almost feels like, and this is just an example, obviously this is probably not going to be your exact situation. This is kind of the energy of like, okay, if you hurt me, I'll hurt me to hurt you, in a way. And as a recovering addict myself, we're very notorious for doing that. Like, oh, you break up with me? Well, I'll just go relapse, and then that way you'll worry about me and I'll feel validated and I'll feel like you actually want me. And it's like really screwed up, I know, trust me, but we all do it to some extent. I think even people that aren't addicts, like, you know, if I hurt me, I'll hurt you kind of thing, but really I'm only hurting myself, you know, like, yeah, we can hurt other people that way, but you're hurting yourself really more than anybody else by doing that. And so it's almost kind of like a self-sabotage thing. Like, yeah, maybe you needed to take a step back, but I kind of feel like now it's been like so long where it's like, okay, there's something here that I don't want to look at, or there's something here that I don't want to move forward on, so I'm just going to stay stuck and I'm going to suffer from staying stuck. You know what I mean? And it's also like, you know, if, you know, it's kind of like drinking poison and expecting the people that we don't like to die from it. That's kind of what you're doing here. Because I do feel like there's a level of like resentment or futility or something here, even if you're not necessarily dealing with another person or a conflict. This is also possibly a conflict within yourself. And so I think that this is needing to be resolved, and I think you're going to have to let go of something and integrate something and face something and then maybe walk away from it for good. But for now, you're kind of like in this in-between state where you're just not, you're very stagnant and you don't want to, it's like you're being kind of stubborn. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 2. It looks like you're going to kind of move out of that energy, you know, after August. But in August, it looks like you're going to have to really let go of, you know, these opinions that you have, or these ideas that you have that are holding you back, and really integrate the part of you that you're resisting, or these different shadow aspects of you. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought, and if it resonated, I'd love to know. And we're gonna move on to pile number 3. What's up, pile number 3? And this is for those of you that picked this crystal, which is pyrite. So usually this is called the Fool's Gold. I do actually know about this particular crystal. So this could be, August could be something concerning money for you. I'm also getting concerning your needs, your wants, and also what you value and what you put worth into. So that could be something, just a little message, or it could have something to do with your cards. I have not seen your cards yet, so let's go ahead and see what your cards have going on over here. Ooh la la. So the first card that you guys have is the High Priestess. Love to see her. Okay. And, ooh, okay, so then you have the Tower. I'm sure you guys are like, don't like to see that, but this can actually be very awesome. So we'll see. We have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, this can be dealing with money, and the Sun reversed. Okay, so there's definitely been like a lack going on here within your life with this Sun reversed and the Page of Pentacles. There's definitely been like a lack happening with you guys. You're not passionate, okay? You're not passionate, and I think in August, you're not passionate about something that you're doing, or you're not passionate about, or something that you're doing doesn't make you happy, or you don't feel like you have enough, or you don't feel like you have the motivation or something like that. With the High Priestess here, you may need to take a step back, like really take a step back, and it may, something may happen that's unexpected that kind of forces you to go within here. Hold on, I'm kind of getting like a lot of different things with this pile here. I think with the High Priestess and the Tower upright, this is actually going to be like a spiritual breakthrough, almost like an awakening of sorts, where you really come to terms with and realize that a certain path that you've been going down doesn't make you happy. It's not fulfilling your needs, and you don't feel like you're growing with whatever this is anymore. You don't feel like you are getting what you deserve out of it, or that you're being seen from it. so to say. So yeah, with the High Priestess, I think that you're taking a step back, and I think it's time that, honestly, in that step back, in that internal world, that you start to learn more about yourself. Maybe reading some new books, I'm kind of getting, or really tapping into your own inner wisdom. And I know a lot of people say that, and it's like, that's cool, but how the fuck do you do that? And honestly, I think we're all still trying to figure it out to some extent. But I can tell you this, maybe getting away or turning off your social medias, getting away from the everyday hustle and bustle of the normal world. And I think some of you guys are going to be saying, but I'm afraid to do this because my whole life will come crashing down in some way. Like, if I don't show up to work, I'm going to lose my job. We're in the middle of a crisis. We're in the middle of a pandemic. What am I going to do? And the High Priestess is saying you're a lot more powerful and you have a lot more wisdom than you think you do. And this Tower moment, and I don't want you guys, because I'm not really getting that this is like some crazy thing where like the ground is just going to get ripped out from underneath of you. I'm more getting that this is like a moment where you're almost being liberated, and it may feel scary, it may feel unknown, but at the same time you realize like this is happening in order for you to realize the power that you have within, in order for you to realize the wisdom that you have within. And I think that you know something's gonna happen. You can feel it with the High Priestess here. Like, your intuition has been really, really trying to get your attention. It's been really trying to guide you through something. Let me go ahead and see what your other cards are so we can get a better idea here. So you have adjustments are required. We also have balance, spirituality, and practicality. Interesting. So, ooh, okay. So this would be spirituality, this would be practicality. So right now, these are out of balance, obviously, because these two are upright, these two are reversed. So either you've been doing too much of one or the other, is what's been going on here. And I think you're kind of starting to realize that, I think some of you have been trying to manifest and just look on the bright side or just think positive, and something happens in August that shows you that that's not necessarily working, that you have to face and experience the path for yourself, that some things are necessary, adjustments are required, some things are necessary, some things we have to face. We can't just ignore the bad and only want the good, or tell ourselves positive affirmations and act like nothing's happening. You know, we have to face the reality of a situation, and I think that's kind of what you're doing in August. But let's see what else. So you have the revolutionary, okay? Yep. And then you have compassion. Wow. Interesting. For whatever reason, I just got that for some of you, this is someone else in your life. You are kind of like intuitively tied or psychically tied to someone else that may be going through some issues. And with the revolutionary here, this is really about following your own dreams, following your own inner guidance, even if that means cutting something out, cutting something off that no longer is doing it for you. Being more compassionate with yourself, facing things head on, not being afraid to shake things up, not being afraid to destruct, to destruct some things. Because if you've built something and you're not happy with what you've built, it's only a matter of time before it comes down anyway. And if you've been wanting something else, because there's something here that isn't giving you purpose. There's something here that just is not giving your life meaning, is not giving your life any kind of like positivity or, you know, anything. For some of you, it could be school with the Page of Pentacles here. And for some of you, it could be children. I really feel like you guys are very unique, and you've been trying to do something out of kind of like the pressure that you think, you know, that you need to, like the pressure of society or your parents or just people in your life, and it's like not fulfilling at all. So I really kind of get the vibes that in August, you guys are going to be like, fuck it, let the tower fall. But I almost feel like this is like your own doing in a way. So let's see, we have Ancient Wisdom. Very interesting. There's definitely a lot of wisdom here in this reading. Ooh, Psychic Development, look at that. Wow, and you have the High Priestess. So that literally is like psychic development. Yeah, this is like, I feel like you guys are really being pulled to something spiritual, something psychic, or something with more purpose and meaning and wisdom. And you don't feel like you're getting that in some area of your life, whether it's a job, a person, a situation, whatever. And you really want to just like leave that life behind, but with balance, spirituality, and practicality, compassion and adjustments are required. I think that you still have to be practical to some extent in what you're doing. Do it in a practical way, do it in a realistic way. So you guys got 3 astrological cards. We have third house. We also have Leo, I will. And we have fourth house roots. So a lot of family stuff coming up here, because we have Ancient Wisdom, which I kind of looked at that and thought like ancestors. Fourth house roots. This is very much about, this could definitely be about some kind of ancestral pattern, some kind of family pattern that you've been dealing with for a long time, where you kind of feel like trapped between being yourself with Leo here and also the Sun reversed, and doing what your family wants you to do or what people expect of you or how you were raised, your beliefs, like falling in line with those types of things. But really you want to go off on your own and be maybe some kind of entrepreneur, or maybe use the internet or technology to express yourself. So if this is like a job or something that you're not happy in, and you're wanting to follow your passions, or you're wanting to learn, grow, increase your spirituality, your wisdom, your inner wisdom, I think that you don't see, number one, that you have all the answers and that you are a lot more powerful than you think you are. But you need to do it in a practical way, because I see here that you're wanting to just, boom, do it, get it done and over with. But I also see, I can't ignore like balance, spirituality, and practicality. So this tells me, since these 2 cards are upright, that you may be a little bit too up in your upper chakras and less in your lower chakras. You may be a little bit too in your head, or fantasizing, daydreaming, all of that, and in kind of unrealistic territory. So just be careful. I would kind of watch out for that balance in the month of August. Let me get one more card. I'm gonna do this with the last pile too, because I don't know, I just feel like I need to draw one more card for you guys. Ooh, I'm getting like some restriction in my crown chakra. Oh, hold on. Wow. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. So the High Priestess. She's got that like crown hat on. The top of that building is coming off. This is psychic development. This has something to do with your crown chakra. Okay, so we have the World. This is some kind of an awakening. This is some kind of an awakening, seeing something that you couldn't see before. Look, we also have the Emperor on the bottom, reverse. So this definitely tells me that, yeah, judgment, you guys, you feel suppressed or oppressed. Like you feel like you can't just live your life. You seriously feel like you can't just live your life how you want to live your life. Maybe your parents or your family as a child was very strict or overbearing. But I think here with this ancient wisdom, especially right under that High Priestess card too, it's like you have ancient wisdom within yourself. I think that you need to find time to really sit with yourself. No distractions, and just really sit with yourself, feel the feelings in your body, ask yourself, where did these feelings come from? Or ask yourself questions and you'll get answers. They may not be the answers you were expecting, or they may. You know, write too. Writing is a really good way to get to know yourself, to get it out of your head. And really trusting your feelings, your intuition, because I feel like it definitely is guiding you. But with the World here, I definitely think, I mean, maybe you're supposed to complete this. Maybe you are supposed to kind of go your own way, leave something behind. But after that, be more practical. You know what I mean? Then balance out spirituality and practicality. I think it's like really time for you guys to work on yourself in the month of August. So that's what I'm getting. Hopefully that resonated with you guys. Let me know down below what you guys thought, and if it did resonate, I'd love to know. And we're gonna move on to pile number 4. What's going on pile number 4? This is for those of you that picked the 4th pile. So let's go ahead and see what your cards have to say for the month of August. The first card that you guys have is the 2 of Pentacles. The next card is the Knight of Wands. You also have the Ace of Cups. And then you have the 6 of Swords reversed. Okay, wow. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So there's something you want here, and there's something you're trying to kind of figure out here, that you're either trying to make a decision on, trying to negotiate, trying to weigh out the pros and the cons of a situation, but you feel like you don't have a lot of time, or you feel like you're kind of being rushed, and you may be getting rushed by an external circumstance or a person, or even yourself. Maybe you're just rushing yourself with this 2 of Pentacles and Knight of Wands here. There's kind of like this sense of feeling like you have to hurry, or feeling like you're having to weigh out all these things in August, in the beginning of August, but you're kind of feeling like you're trying not to make an impulsive decision. You're trying to like really do this the right way. But it does look like that there's something kind of unexpected that is going to happen towards mid to late August. Something that's new, but it could be also something that kind of comes back around, is kind of what I'm getting with this 6 of Swords reversed. It's like almost something you didn't expect, but also something that kind of comes back around. That it's like, I almost kind of see it as like someone saving the day, or an offer or a deal or something that kind of saves the day, and kind of makes it okay, is kind of what I'm getting here. This could also be some kind of like negotiation, compromise, apology that you weren't necessarily expecting. That's kind of what I'm getting here, but let's go ahead and move on and see what else. So don't let pride get in your way. Interesting. Okay, so with this, this Knight of Wands could also be some kind of pride or ego going on in this situation where it's kind of pushing you to do things in a certain way. You may have to like humble yourself a little bit in the month of August for some reason, because your ego or your pride or this like need to be first or lead or be right or do things in kind of an aggressive or more assertive way could be almost causing a lot of this kind of indecisiveness or lack of knowing what to do or what decision to make in some way. We also have show the world the real you. Interesting. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is there's something that you're juggling, obviously, with the Two of Pentacles here. There's something that you're kind of like up and down on, left and right, not sure what to do. But you have this either external influence or internal influence of like, I want to do this. I want to put myself out there. I want to be independent, or I want to do things my own way, right? So you're kind of like at odds between, I don't want to look prideful or boastful, or even like, I don't want people to think that XYZ about me, versus I want to show the real me. And it's funny because we have full moon in Leo and full moon in Aquarius. We actually do have a full moon in Aquarius in the beginning of August. And these are two opposite energies. And you have this Two of Pentacles here juggling the sun, the pinnacle with the sun on it and the pinnacle with the moon on it. So I think that this full moon coming up in the beginning of Leo season is really kind of showing you this opposition that you have in your life or within yourself of, do I keep going with the crowd? Do I keep pleasing other people? Or do I do what's right for me? Like, do I, like, basically your own individuality versus, like, in your own needs versus the needs of the world or your external world, if that makes sense. So we also have growth. And we have self-love. Ooh, look at that. We also have paradox. Wow, you guys are really conflicted in Leo season about something. And then we also have love reversed. Okay. It's weird. You're like trying to make a decision, but it's almost like you don't have all of the information yet. You don't see that there's some kind of emotional and intellectual influence coming your way. I'm also kind of getting like some kind of forgiveness or some kind of freedom in some way, some kind of peace or harmony that you don't see coming. Or maybe you do, and that's what you're trying to make a decision about for some of you as well. And this is interesting. We have love reversed and self-love, which is upright. So it's almost like if this, for some of you, if this is some kind of like relationship or even just helping other people in some way, any kind of situation to do with other people, you could be struggling because you feel like you're not able to give because you have your own needs that aren't being met. And so August, you're really trying to balance the needs of yourself versus the needs of your external life or other people. But it's definitely a month of growth. It's definitely going to put you in a situation where you may feel torn or like you're being pulled two different directions, pile number 4, in order to get you to basically consider different things and to maybe integrate these different parts of yourself and these different emotions and to understand more about yourself. For whatever reason, this kind of opposition is needing to happen in your life for you to recognize or realize something. And with this paradox energy here, that's kind of how this reading is. It's like kind of back and forth. I can't really pin down just one particular, like, this is this. Like, it's kind of all over the place. This is interesting. So we also have part of fortune increase. And then we also have Aquarius, I know. So we have Aquarius full moon and Aquarius, I know. A lot of Aquarian energy. You're really trying to figure out how to keep your individuality and not get lost. And you can do both. You can keep your individuality and still do for others, if that makes sense. These are just lessons for you to understand your own boundaries. I'm gonna pull one more card for you guys. One more tarot card for you guys. Okay, so we have Justice reversed and the 3 of Cups. So this definitely goes with what I was saying as well. There's definitely some kind of opposition. You're feeling torn in August a little bit at first, pile number 4, because you feel like you're not in a balanced situation. You're unbalanced, basically. You feel like something isn't fair. You feel like maybe you're having to sacrifice your own needs, your own wants, your own desires for someone else or for other people or an external situation in some way. And so you kind of feel like you're not living your truth or you're not speaking your truth. And so you're kind of being pushed in the month of August to balance that out, to allow yourself to face any pride issues you have, but also allow yourself to work on self-love, to work on showing the world the real you instead of trying to keep everybody else happy or trying to keep the peace or trying to compromise, negotiate, and all of that, instead of being the peacemaker and the harmonizer. Like, it's time that you do what you want, to do what you love, and not continue to keep trying to help everybody else. Now, I do think for some of you, for like maybe a select few of you, there could be someone like that you don't see coming or that you didn't realize that's like maybe either visiting you, maybe they're coming from a distance, or maybe they reach out to you. There's something here. There's either some kind of deal, reconciliation, a friendship, maybe it's romantic as well. It's someone that definitely, I would say, there's some emotions there with you guys, definitely. There's some feelings, or this could even just be joy about, you know, maybe something that you thought, like some kind of deal or something that you thought wasn't going to work out. It ends up coming back around in somewhere, or it ends up, or something ends up happening that you didn't see coming that ends up really giving you some kind of emotional fulfillment and joy. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 4. Definitely let me know down below if this ended up resonating with you guys. I would love to hear your feedback as always. I truly, truly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in my next videos. Have a wonderful August 2020. And yeah, bye.